it is a mental illness, man, and I've learned to cope with it through art and music. On the outside, day to day, I'm a happy guy. I love to joke. You're one of the funniest people that I know, and I love talking and hanging out with you. And so I feel like when I play that guitar and when I do a tattoo or a painting, that's when I let my demons out for a walk. Let them take their daily walk and give them their exercise, and so that they'll leave me the hell alone for a little bit and let me enjoy life. Well, my name is Miguel Olascuaga, and I work at Live Free Tattoo, and I am the singer and songwriter in Blood on the Harp, and I live in Noonan, and I drive from Noonan to Atlanta every single day, and that'll drive you nuts. But yeah, I feel like people have this, when they think of depression, someone always tells you, well, cheer up, smile more often, cheer up. It's like if it were that easy, that phrase wouldn't even exist. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to be depressed. But I feel like that's the stigma that attaches itself to depression, is that we're all just, self-perpetuated sadness is how society kind of looks at it. Like, what do you have to be depressed about? You have, a roof over your head, and people in this country can't even eat food. It's like, I get it, motherfucker. It's clinical. I was born this way. It's not like I want to feel this way. I know that I have everything going for me right now. Everything. The one thing I don't have going for me is a functional brain that will get me from point A to point B. Every day is a different type of mask that you have to put on and make it fit in order to get around in society. When you have real depression, you don't really tell people that you have depression. You hold it inside, and you hear them talk about other people that are depressed like they're silly because so-and-so is always sad, man. They're always such a bummer. Like, they got so much going on in their life, man. Why can't they just be happy? And then the whole time you're listening to that person, you're thinking to yourself, like, shit, am I that person? Damn it. And so you hide it and you keep it inside, and you find vices, whether it's prescription drugs, marijuana, alcohol, find something to calm the voices, or something to make you more of a chameleon with society dealing with depression. I feel like it's more debilitating for those who try to hide it rather than just wearing it. And most of us don't know how to do that. You're told by your mother and your father, get up, go to work, stop, quit it, stop. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, I'll stop, But yeah, that's, I was just having that discussion with someone earlier where they're like, well, I'm a happy person. I'm like, what? It can be one thing that avalanches into another, and before I know it, I hide. I disappear for a couple days into my apartment, and I don't answer text messages. I've got money, but I don't pay my bills because there's some part of me that I can't make myself do it. It's a click on a phone. You know what I mean? It's coping. And for me, being within my four walls is coping. And real depression it goes in stages. No one wants to talk about suicide, but that's the pot of gold at the end of depression. You know what I mean? You're chasing that leprechaun all the way to the very end, and you'll start rationalizing with yourself, who's going to be able to move forward without me? Death has a way of moving people along, and it will, but that's only your insane train of thought, because it won't move them along. They'll move along in life, but not mentally happy. Like, do I want to call and reach out to a friend who's already got problems of their own, or maybe is finding a certain light in their life that is just taking them to higher places? Do I want to come to them and say, here's my bummed out situation, can you stop being happy for a minute and listen to me? It's like you feel like it's a burden, and you lock it up, and I know I'm fucking crazy, and that's what helps me stay here every day for my child's sake, because that's who I care about at the end of the day. If I decided I didn't want to be here anymore, it'd only be his heart and soul that I would be wrecking. As far as everyone else is concerned, they don't stand on the same platform as my child, they can get over it. But he is my anchor, and that's what I've chosen to live by every day. But when I get in those dark spots, I feel like sometimes you need to let depression run its course. Instead of trying to fight it, just let it happen. If you need a few days or a few hours to be not around anyone, to let it take its course, then let it do so. But if you need medicine, take it. But for me, I'm just afraid of losing that darkness that I have. And so I just choose to just try to find ways of coping and dealing with it. You know, one of my son's 14-year-old friends, 2 years ago, his mother woke up in the morning and found him hanging from the tree in the front yard. 14 years old. What does a 14-year-old have to be depressed about? And that's the question. That's the stigma that's attached to it. We don't know what we're depressed about. We're sick, man. I mean, it's sometimes you feel like you can't talk, man. You know, even to your own mother, you know. And so when she woke up and saw her son like that, I can't imagine, you know. And she was a great mother, and he was a straight A student. It's like I said, there's no rhyme or reason behind it, man. It just is what it is. The closer we get to figuring it out, especially for the younger people, man, the better off. I mean, I know my songs in my band don't really help much people. They're as depressing as they can get. The song's called The Unknown Door. And I dedicate this one to my buddy Kevin Hughes, who was a roommate of mine for years, who killed himself in 2011. I got it. Well, you can't stop the rain from falling down hard on this lonesome bird and its lonesome song. Flying against the wind with these worn and tattered wings. Oh, where is the land and where is salvation? And far from home in these cold and bitter skies. Well, I've lost my way from the ones I love, and I'll keep flying until these wings can't go anymore. Well, till I hit the ground or heaven's door, or until the pain is no more. And there's no use in crying now, 'cause all the whiskey and the years have kept us bound to all those things that we said about life and death. They can't save us from the unknown door. They're just words to keep our feet on the floor. They're just words to keep our feet on the floor. Well, night after night I fall asleep at the wheel while I'm dreaming of life and running on empty. And one more drink will tuck me safely in bed, right next to Harp and regret. There's things in my life that I just can't erase, like the lies I told
great.
Thank you, man. Cheer up. Shit ain't that bad. No. My only advice to anyone dealing with depression is to find an anchor. Whatever it is, whatever that anchor is, whether it's your child. A lot of people have pets. That's their anchor, man. That's my mother's anchor. Any other anchor you can find besides drug abuse, because that will ultimately just lead you either darker or further down that hole. But yeah, that's how I deal with it every day, is I extend that olive branch to those demons through this, and they can have this, and they can have my art. They can't have my son. They can't have that way of life. That is, to my son, I am a squeaky clean individual. I like to keep it that way. You know, he's 12. 2 years, he'll
figure it out.
Yeah.